folks, I'm CPC Gamer, and welcome to the stream. A disappearing act, I want you to know. As soon as you appeared, my brain defaulted to the Stoke-on-Trent song, but Silent Hill, and everything is ruined. The stream is over now. Oh, we're gonna have to perform that or something and tell the Discord. How's everybody doing? It sure is Monday, and on Monday, we play horror games. What are we playing right now? The best horror game ever made. That's right, ignore how blown out these colors are. I've had to boost the brightness. How loud does that sound? Is that a good volume? I think that's a good volume. I've had to boost the brightness because when you actually get into the game, the PS2 is incredibly dark and I can't see anything on my TV right now. So, what are we doing? We have made it to the hospital and we're just sort of going from there. And let's explore the hospital, where, famously, nothing bad ever happens in hospitals in Silent Hill. Ignore Al Camilla down the street from this one, just summoning Satan accidentally. I'm going to get my notebook out, because there's something here I need to write down, I think. The potential for this illness exists in all people, and, under the right circumstances, any man or woman would be driven, like him, to the other side. The other side perhaps may not be the best way to phrase it. After all, there is no wall between here and there. It lies on the borders, where reality and unreality intersect. It is a place both close and distant. Some say it isn't even an illness. I cannot agree with them. I'm a doctor, not a philosopher, or even a psychiatrist. But sometimes I have to ask myself this question. It's true that to us his imaginings are nothing but the inventions of a busy mind. But to him there simply is no other reality. Furthermore, he is happy there. So why, I ask myself, why in the name of healing him must we drag him painfully into the world of our own reality? Something else is written by hand. I got the key from Joseph. It's probably the key to that box. Excellent. So, yeah, so this is Silent Hill 2. It's special. It's the best one. This is not the special edition. It's not the HD edition. This is just standard, regular, out of the box, day one, PS2 edition. How's that? I like it. I'm a big fan. Let's put you there. See how that sounds. Okay. I'm on the wrong side. I need to go this way. No, I don't. I am on the right side. I can navigate this hospital. Thanks, camera. You're a pro. I think one of the things that I really enjoy with Silent Hill games in general is it's locked. It's just the static images, and that's how you get your puzzles. And then stuff fades in and out, and the image transitions from one thing to the next, depending on what you've done. And I think that's pretty cool. Judging by James's head tracking, Maria's an item you can pick up. I mean, he's definitely interested in her. She is an object of interest. Who is this mysterious woman who has shown up? Oh, I maybe should have reloaded before I came in here. Hi, what's up? So, hey, who knew? This, evil nurses at the hospital. Who knew? Yeah, there you go. So these enemies, can we look at them? Not from that angle. There you go. These enemies, the nurses, or the bubbleheads, for that is what they are actually called. They are probably the most recognizable Silent Hill villain. Like, to the point that this specific design is in a couple of other games. and the movie, actually. And it shows up as cameos, and they get all the merch. They're in Bomberman. That's wild. And they look the way that they do because James is spectacularly sexually repressed.
Ow.
What's wrong?
I just pricked myself.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
I really like that transition. Like, you get that in an in-engine cutscene. Also, for whatever reason, James will not stop looking at this bear. Also, there's a shotgun in the locker. Let's just collect that. Hell yeah. So, the nurses look the way they do because James is spectacularly sexually repressed, as we say. For this reason, Mary's illness lasted about 3 years, and whatever it was malignant and degenerative. The game doesn't say what it was, but it does explain and show, I hear you, that Mary had, like blisters and boils and weeping sores and there's something in the pocket of this white lab jacket. Good job. And, yeah, so James and Mary, they were not doing the deed while she was in the hospital. But James has needs, you understand. Where did you get back up? So what does James do? Well, I'll tell you what James does. His eyes start to wander. And his mind starts to wander. And he starts looking at the nurses. And he starts thinking about the nurses. And it creates this conflict in his head where, on the one hand, he cannot stop lusting after these young, pretty, healthy girls. But also he hates them because they are young, pretty, healthy girls. And why can't Mary be like that? Why can't I have that? I bet their boyfriends get to have sex. Why can't I? And all of these thoughts just coagulate into the bubbleheads. And that's why they look the way they do. They've got traditionally sexual features. Like, they have massive curves, barely held into tight, shiny fetish outfits, but also, like, they're hideous, and they're trying to kill you. Isn't that the examination room key? I bet it's not. Oh, I'm on the wrong side of this little block. I knew it was down here somewhere. But that's why the nurses look like that, because James is incredibly neurotic. And this is why particularly passionate fans who care about the lore, and I'm on that list as well, don't think I'm not. Particularly passionate fans get really bent out of shape when the sexy nurses show up in other stuff, because they are very specific to this game. Like, why? Silent Hill Homecoming, we were trying to find our little brother. How on earth does that tie into, like, sexy nurses? It doesn't. What are they doing? Okay, so 3F, patient hall 7335. Do you know what is in cabin in the woods? Left for Dead monsters. Like in that one bit with all the squares, there's a tank in one of them. Because it was going to be cross-promotion. And then there wasn't, but the tank is still in there. Wild. Young, pretty, and healthy. That is Maria. Fancy that. Stroke of luck meeting her out here, right? That's not you. Oh, not Tank? I thought it was Tank. Well, there you go. One of them. Hey, Rixtras. Rixtras, how do the Reavers clean their spears? They run it through the wash! Don't shoot you! Shoot that one. You can shoot Maria, by the way. Game does not like you doing that. That is hard game over times if you do that. But, you know, if you're gonna stand in front of my gun, I'm sorry, everybody. I'm sorry to have brought it up. 7, 3, 3, 5. Just like how the end of Disc 1 of Final Fantasy VII will always be too soon. I don't care that it was 1997. I can't get over it. It's fine. Brief aside, the fact that the nurses look like this, specifically tailor-made to this game, James! Put bullets in the gun, you fool! The fact that the nurses look like this in this game, specifically because of James' neuroses, it's why we get annoyed when the nurses show up in other projects, but it's also why when Bloober Team, the guys who are doing the remake, when they go, yeah, we're making the nurses less sexy. We don't know why the nurses should have to be sexy. Did you play the game, Bloober Team? Well, you know, we just felt uncomfortable visiting violence upon these very feminine enemies. That's the point! I'm just saying. Oh man, how do we get into this? I don't think we can. James is absolutely a leg man. Hey! These mannequins are based on a particular piece of art. I forget who made it. But there is a sculpture that is a mannequin that is all legs, and it looks really, really weird. And Masahiro Ito based these monster designs on that. Yeah, it stands to reason James is not very good at fighting. Mechanically it works because you're not supposed to be strong. You're facing down monsters, by the way. But also from a gameplay, like, plot standpoint, he's a desk clerk. I think I could fire a gun and hit a target, but not well. And not consistently.
James. Wait a minute. I'm kind of tired. It's just a hangover.
You should rest.
So comfy.
I'm gonna go look for her. For Laura. I'll be back as soon as I can.
Say now, what's this? The roof key? Amazing. So, Ricksters, this is, Maria. We found her hanging out at the docks near the park where we were looking for our wife. She looks very much like our wife. In fact, And the scene that we just witnessed, genuinely, one of my favorites in this game. There is some beautifully subtle storytelling, and then the game completely misdirects you with it. And I'm not going to tell you what it was, because I love it when games do that. That's why I've done that. What are you aiming that way for, James? She's over there. Nah, Rex, just don't worry about it. They can't go into that room. It's fine. Anyways, we got the roof key. Let's go up to the roof where nothing bad will happen. Oh, also, talking about how James isn't very good at combat, James doesn't know how to hold a shotgun. He's holding it by the barrel end, which is literally the last place you want to hold a shotgun. Do you want to lose your fingers? Because you will lose your fingers. That's what you get. Good. There's nobody here. Do you remember when we came up here in Silent Hill 3 and it was just full of closers? And I went, oh, thank goodness I've completely given up on the combat and I'm just using the USMG. Oh, what a good time it was. What's this? There's something on the floor. Is this a diary? May 9th. Rain. Stared out the window all day. Peaceful here. Nothing to do. Still not allowed to go outside. May 10th. Still raining. Talked with the doctor a little. Would they have saved me if I didn't have a family to feed? I know I'm pathetic, weak. Not everyone can be strong. May 11th. Rain again. Meds made me feel sick today. If I'm only better when I'm drugged, then who am I anyway? May 12th. Rain as usual. I don't want to cause any more trouble for anyone, but I'm a bother either way. Can it really be such a sin to run instead of fight? Some people may say so, but they don't have to live in my shoes. It may be selfish, but it's what I want. It's too hard like this. It's just too hard. May 13th. It's clear outside. The doctors told me I've been released. I've got to go home. The diary ends here. There are no more entries. What was a diary doing up here? Good question, James. I have no idea. Let's go in. Looks like the lock is broken, and I can't open it. Oh, hey! What are you doing up here? And where did you come from? How did you sneak up on me, friend? Oh, you sure did show me. So, fun little thing. You have 1 hit point left after that encounter, so maybe heal up a little bit, yeah? Don't worry about it. Everything's gonna be fine. Now it's unlocked. Well, yeah, Rixtress, you saw me. I looked around the roof, specifically to check for monsters. No monsters. And then Pyramid Head was there. Fancy that. Something's written on the wall. If Joseph looks calm, he can be taken out of his cell. And judging by the track marks leading to and from this cell, they did that plenty of times. Joseph must be absolutely fine. Something's written on the wall. That looks very important, doesn't it? Let's write that down. 4847. Turn the numbers. Better not forget them, so I'll write them down here. The other one, my secret name. Incidentally, that's where I got turn the numbers for my Hydro Fool video back in, like, 2009. I didn't misspell it. It's a reference to this. Oh, also, fun little bit of background information. It's fun to me, so now you have to hear it. This is a password, obviously. It's randomized every time you play the game. It is initialized when you start the game, but the variable that checks this is not initialized until now. Like right now, when you look at this screen the first time, that's when it first runs that variable check. And it is done to stop you from cheesing the game. Like, I can't load up my save and put this password in. It won't work. And if I do load up the game and put this password in, there is a very specific routine that runs where the game clicks the unit dial across one. So even if I go put 4847 in, then the game will change it to 4848. Go and play the game properly. Get your passwords the correct way. There is plot on the roof. So we have... Hello. That blood pool does not like it, does it? No, it doesn't. So we've kind of established this, Rixtrus. James does not care. Where do I go now? I think it's the second floor. Yeah, I think it's the second floor. There have been several instances where James has been outright told, hey, do not go to Silent Hill. Town's messed up. And he's like, cool. I'm going to Silent Hill. No, Anyway is halfway through this dungeon. I say dungeon, like it's an RPG. I'm thinking of Downpour. Did I accidentally change the the difficulty setting at some point? I am dead certain they're not supposed to keep getting back up. But no, Anyway comes a little later. Which incidentally is where another Stonehenge tradition comes from of us yelling anyway. What do you mean, anyway? We'll get to it. There's a typewriter here. I got no use for this. Wait a minute. What's this? There's a sheet of carbon paper still stuck in the typewriter. I can still read the imprint left on it. I know it. I know the number of the box. 7155. I can't help him anymore. The button key doesn't scare me, so nobody can stop who I am. I don't know who I am is who I am is who I am is. I keep expecting there to be somebody on the other side of this, but that's Silent Hill 4. The not quite as good one in this timeline. There are games that are still taking sound effects from this game. Spooky's House of Jump Scares uses a lot of the door sounds from this game. Like, there's a very particular creaky wooden door. Ooh, did you see that Dutch angle? Very well done, game. Love to see it. Also, I stole the sound effects for this game at one point. They were my Windows noises. Like the menu up was that little dup, dup, dup noise as you button through the menu. Oh, it's great. Criddle, welcome on in. Hopefully your hospital is nicer than this hospital, because this one is full of, scary, sexy nurses. You gotta put that comma in there, otherwise people will think that it's both. It might be a little bit of both. Hello! I'm glad you've missed my voice, because we text a lot, but it's not like, not the same. What are you looking at? Ooh, nice. How am I? I'm doing alright. I'm glad to be back playing this game again. Gosh, I love Silent Hill 2. And now, I believe I have all the parts I need to progress to the next portion of the game. Yeah. Quick, random little game note for a point of discussion. Why don't the nurses have faces? It's kind of a trick question, because there's no, like, set answer to that. It's open to player interpretation, which is great. I love when games do that. You could argue that... Do I want health? Yeah, that'll do. You could argue that James wasn't looking at the nurses' faces, so that's why they just don't register. You could argue that it's, like, a visual metaphor, where... like, faceless medical staff, they just come in, do their job, and leave. Because if James is in the hospital for just days at a time, for 3 years, he's just going to see nurse. Not necessarily this nurse or that nurse, it's just nurse. Come in, do job, leave. Stare at boob. You know? The original plan was that the nurses' heads would explode in a sticky white substance when shot, and the tech wouldn't allow for that. Thank goodness, because whew, maybe let's not do that. Right, let's combine you two for no other reason than it's a bit quicker. Right, so we got two other codes. We got 17155. Press the button. This is not the hospital where Mary was. Mary was in St. Jerome, which is in Ashfield, which is where Silent Hill 4 takes place. And that's why Silent Hill 4 takes place around there. I'm pretty sure you can see the hospital from Henry's apartment. I might be misremembering that. But that's something that, like, people tend to miss, is that, yeah, Alchemilla Hospital is pediatrics, and Brookhaven, where we are now, it specializes in mental health and psychiatric care. It's not a hospital. It's more like a sanitarium. Which makes it all the more confusing that Silent Hill also has a sanitarium. They just keep putting these things in the game. Which one is it? Is it this one? Where's the room I need to go to? I thought it was down here. I don't know why this blood is red. Red? Green. Blood is red. This one's green. I don't know why. Maybe it's ooze. There's something stuck in the drainage pipe. This hole is too small. Can't get my hand inside to reach it. Maybe I've had a long, narrow tool of some kind. Like my gun! That's not the answer. The answer is we combine a length of hair with a bent needle, and we use that as a fishing hook. Also, I've just remembered, I feel like a terrible host. Lady Mappy, thank you so much for subscribing right at the start of the stream. I don't know why it didn't show up on the screen, but you did. You did that, and I appreciate it very much. And we fish out the elevator key. Also, nice bit of attention to detail. There actually was an item underneath the map. Like, you could see it in the drain, and it's gone now. I appreciate that. That's pretty cool. I've just remembered what's on the first floor. Pardon me. Using my powers of clairvoyance right there. That's fine. Anybody else hear the sounds of a chest cavity through a stethoscope? Just me? Okay. There's one of these rooms that you get ambushed from both sides in Silent Hill 3, and I always mistake it for this game. Alright, hang on a second. There's something terrible in this room. I'm just gonna... I need a shotgun for this. Alright, get out of here, you. Oh, it's Empirical Woodland. This is also why we need a shotgun. Hi.
Laura?
Huh?
I'm gonna use
You know my
bloopering
name?
things up as... that's how I'm gonna play Zelda. I'll figure it out eventually, I think, but...
Big fat blabbermouth.
I don't know.
How do you know about Mary?
What's the big deal?
Why can't you just tell me?
You gonna yell at me if I don't?
No, I won't.
I was friends with Mary. We met at the hospital. It was last year.
You liar! Laura,
Fine, don't believe me.
But last year, Mary was already... I'm sorry, Laura. Anyway, let's go. We can talk about this later. This is no place for a kid. There are all sorts of strange things around here. I can't believe you haven't even gotten a scratch on you.
Why should I?
Why should she? Why would Laura have a scratch in a place like
Wait,
this?
Wait, there's something I gotta get.
Later, okay?
But it's really important.
What is it?
A letter from Mary.
Huh?
I want to go get it. Is that okay?
Yes. Yes.
You can tell James doesn't have kids of his own because, this is a classic trap.
Come on, hurry up.
This is tiny child going,
in there?
"Oh, I forgot my drink bottle back at the theme park. We need to go back to the theme park." I'm sure you do, kid. I'm sure you do.
Yeah, in the back.
What are you doing, Laura?
It's further back in the desk.
Laura! What are you doing?
Ha ha, I tricked you.
Open the door, Laura.
Why should I? I'm a liar, right? Want me to open it? Huh? Huh? Do ya? What's the magic word?
Laura?
Okay, I guess I won't open it. I think I'll just leave you like this.
You snotty little brat! Open up!
Yeah, James definitely doesn't have kids, and is also kind of an idiot.
Laura?
So this is why I feel like people kind of mischaracterize James. Am I gonna start talking about Bloober Team again? Yes, I am. He's not like this determined fellow, and he's gonna go through hell to find his wife. And he's not this tragic figure mourning the loss of love. He's just an idiot. Like, Laura was right there. Say please. How about I hate you? Anyways, this boss is called Flesh Lip. Yes, as in that kind of flesh lip. And it's kind of based on Mary, would you believe? Very similar to the Lying Figures. It's just an inhuman chunk. Except this one is in a cage slash bed slash. James! I keep forgetting to reload my shotgun. I too am the fool. So it was done in English. This game's done in English. In every language. The different languages just change the subtitles. I do have a translation story for you though, with that exact scene. Which is where... yeah, actually. Hang on.
James. James.
Hey, Silent Hill Homecoming, come over here a second. Don't worry. That's how you do the gurney shot from Jacob's Ladder, Silent Hill Homecoming. Back in the corner. So, in the book, when James finds Laura in the back of the hospital room, she goes, "Oh no, the Oni found me." And this is translated as, "I guess I'm it now," which doesn't really work. Because Laura assumes that they are playing demon tag, or Oni tag, and that James is the Oni, which is roughly analogous to a demon. And because he caught her, she's it now. But obviously, "Oh no, the Oni caught me," that doesn't really work in English, so they went with a rough approximation. Alright, cool. This bit of the hospital does exist. Incidentally, I like the visual metaphor. You can go into the garden, but not very far, because you're not feeling very well. So you don't get to do anything while you're out there. Game, are you unloading that wall on camera? You're a fantastic game, but I'm still gonna call out things like that. Dun 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 dun. Sorry, it's automatic. I thought there was something in that room. There's something in one of these rooms. Because I always forget where it is. And then I get to this bit and go, oh yeah, of course I didn't get it! Because it's in one of these rooms. Okay. I say it's always in English. If you set the language to Japanese, it's still in English, but the subtitles are in Japanese, not English. I don't know how the rest of eFigs went. They probably just subtitled it. Though in retrospect, I could probably just play it up to that point and then see what Laura calls him and go, oh, that's what she calls him in Japanese. Game? Oh, yeah. I have an elevator key, don't I? Incidentally, something really weird and subtle about this elevator. Why is it wrapped in plastic? I don't know what the subtitle says in Japanese, because I have not played this game with Japanese subtitles. At least beyond the first scene to go, oh, the language doesn't change. It's just the written text. I'm gonna have to do what I do when I play Overwatch and start counting my shots, because man, the number of times I've been caught out as Anna and just, oh yeah, clip 15, I've reached my limit. Time to spend a second and a half reloading and all my team is dead. That one's on me. There's a scrap of paper on the ground. Just some doodle. Oh, something's written on it. She is an angel, no one knows, only I can see the lady of the door. They cannot walk along her bridge of thread, they fall from the weight of their crimes. Like bloated and ugly corpses, their sins, she devours them, sin and sinner alike, she saves me, she is an angel. Wait a second, that means there's a nurse behind me. Look at that beautiful framing. Game, this is why you're the best. This is also why I go for a full bullet adjust. I don't need 467 bullets. Or do I? The frustrating thing is, I know what the next thing is that I need to do, but not where it is. Hey, there's that stethoscope sound again. What's up with that? These are empty medicine bottles. There are empty medicine bottles here. Is this what Maria was taking? Is Maria sick now too? Ah, don't worry about it, man. It's just a hangover. She'll be fine tomorrow. Try again tomorrow. It's fine. Everything is fine. Also, interesting point to note with the cutscene with Laura. If you try to go through that door, James says that the door is locked. You need a key to get through that door. Can I go to the roof yet? I don't think I can. I think this door is just straight up blocked now. Yeah, broken door. But Laura had the key to that door. Which is great, because it implies that she is also going on her own little Silent Hill adventure. And she got that key from somewhere? Alright, I guess I'm gonna go use the lift. Not that one. That one. Regarding the discussion about turn-based conversations, I'm kind of with you. The main thing that I don't like is when people obviously wait. It's kind of hard to explain, but like, if a line of dialogue is going to get interrupted, they stop at the interrupted word. And you can tell, like, because they've reached the end of the sentence. And they have a very specific way of speaking when this happens. Everyone does this. Incidentally, these nurses, like the really grody looking ones, they seem to have a parasite on their backs. Kind of like the ones in Silent Hill 1. Which was a plot point they introduced that never went anywhere. They just brought that up and dropped it as soon as they mentioned it. I kind of get why, at least on PS1 and PS2, games would pause between each line of dialogue, because each line of dialogue was a separate voice file, usually. Alright. Now this is happening. Because I really don't want to fall to any of you guys and keep having to do this. Alright, where's the other one? Are you back here? You sure are. Also, accurate shotgun mechanics! More damage the closer you get. Amazing. Another face on the wall there. Yeah, there it is. That's what I need. A dry cell battery and a basement storeroom key. There's a piece of paper on the bed. I was locked up inside the basement's basement. It was so small and dark and I was so afraid. I dropped my precious ring, but I will never ever go back there. I just realized I need to go and do a puzzle incorrectly to show you what the solution is. Bear with me a second, everybody. I need to remember where that is. Aim at that one! James, you fool! See what you've done! Ah, oh, comedy of errors. Stay down. I'm gonna need that health drink, thanks. What else are you looking at? Ah, there you go. Net sum 0. I think it's kind of sad that one of the few, like, RPG reading voices that I think I'm particularly good at is going slightly unhinged. I don't know. I just think I'm pretty good at that. Alright, so. There's something that looks like a refrigerator. Will you open it? Why, yes, I will. Guy see he was not a mime. It's no good. The door is too heavy to open by myself. Ah, dang it. Alright. Back to the lift. But yeah, to my original point, a lot of voice lines were stored as individual voice lines. So it would be a case of, hello, Rextrus. Readhead, Readhead. Hello, Cass. Readhead, Readhead. How are you? And it was very obviously Video James. And I think part of it is because, generally speaking, voice lines are recorded separately. As in, I will record all of my dialogue in one go, and then Rixtrus records all of her dialogue in one go. And then these lines just get spliced together. Occasionally it worked together. Miguel and Tulio recorded their lines together because there is just... What a hideous sound! Because there is just spectacular chemistry between those two that they couldn't not record them together. What? There's a shelf here. There are red handprints on the shelf. I've never heard that siren. What the hell was that? Maybe it's because I never wait around too much in this room.
James.
Mary? Oh, Maria. It's you. I thought you were... Sorry. Anyway, I'm glad you're alive.
Anyway? What do you mean, anyway? You don't sound very happy to see me. I was almost killed back there. Why didn't you try to save me? All you care about is that dead wife of yours. I've never been so scared in my whole life. You couldn't care less about me, could you?
No, I
Then
just...
stay with me. Don't ever leave me alone. You're supposed to take care of me. So, what about Laura? Did you find her?
Yeah, but... She ran away.
We've got to find her.
You really seem to care about her. Do you know her?
I've never met her before. I just feel sorry for her. She's all alone. And for some reason, I feel like it's up to me to protect her.
And that's why we keep yelling, "What do you mean, anyway?" But yeah, there you go, Rextras. We went back for Precious. It's ours now. Maria wants it, but she can't have it. Shut up, Eraserhead. You're the worst sound in this game. That siren wasn't in the game. Did you guys hear it at least? Am I just reacting to nothing? Am I going insane? It's possible. Okay, at least y'all heard it, because... Man! Oh yeah, I'm going the wrong way. Where is that door? Second floor. Oh, of course it's on the second floor. And I know why it's on the second floor. I'm glad Lady Mappy heard it, because... Man... I got a little bit worried. Just like the name of the stream.
And win a great prize, or fail to answer correctly and receive the punishment. It all depends on you. And our lucky, or should I say unlucky challenger today is James. James Sunderland! Ready to play trick or treat? Okay, here's your first question. Merry-go-round, haunted house, roller coaster, Ferris wheel, and teacups. Silent Hill is home to a thrilling amusement park that both children and adults love. The question is, what is the name of this amusement park? 1. Fantasyland. 2. Silent Hill Amusement Park. 3. Lakeside Amusement Park.
I sure hope you played the first game.
On to question number 2. Silent Hill witnessed a gruesome murder a few years back. A brother and sister were playing in the road when they were attacked and chopped into pieces with an axe. Torn flesh, smashed bones, splattered blood, and finally... What a terrible tragedy. What a gruesome end to such innocent lives. What was the name of the murderer who committed this vile act? 1. Walter Sullivan.
Come on, chat, you should know this one. We read that memo.
3. Eric Gage. Now for our third and final question. South of the lake is a deserted old neighborhood called South Vale. From there to Palevale, the central resort area northwest of the lake, there's only one road you can take. Just one road, no more. The third and final question is, what is the name of that road? 1. Bachman Road. 2. Rindell Street. 3. Nathan Avenue. Well, that's the last of our questions. Have you got it all figured out? When you know the answers, head to the storeroom on the 3rd floor to collect your prizes. But be careful if you're wrong. Well then, everybody, thanks for tuning in. See you again sometime. Bye-bye.
The Perkle Woodland doesn't read things I can't read. Man,
What was that?
what a pair we make. Is that where they got the "What was that?" clip from Jet Set Radio Future? Huh. Anyway, what do I mean anyway? I'm going this way. So that kind of plays into this game's idea of dream logic. Like, we just went down a single floor. Third floor to the second floor. That's where we are now. But like, what was that, a minute and a half elevator ride somehow? And it still makes sense? I don't know. There's something that looks like a refrigerator. Will you open it? Yes.
You can't open it?
Yeah, Maria, give me a hand here.
Come on. You're supposed to be the big man around here. How's a little girl like me supposed to help?
Maria, you don't understand. I literally cannot progress without a woman by my side. It's symbolism.
What's this? Not very cute, is it? Here, James. You take it.
Thanks.
That actually is what that is meant to symbolize. Not necessarily in a bad way, because it's like rings. Like, we got the copper ring in the basement and the lead ring just here. It could symbolize marriage and the idea that not necessarily a husband and wife, but like a married couple can be stronger at dealing with things than a single person on their own. But yeah, mostly James just has a hard time moving forward on his own. So, let's head over to the storeroom and collect whatever it is we are going to collect from Trick or Treat. Do I still need this shotgun? I don't think I do. Keep up. Hey, there you go. See, I remembered to do it this time. That's not it. It's this one. So this box is now spawned in, and it asks us to tap these little pips based on what the answers are to the questions. So, question 1. What is the name of the theme park in Silent Hill? Lakeside Amusement Park. Question 2. Who is the serial killer that came out of Silent Hill? And that is Walter Sullivan. Stay tuned for Silent Hill 4, where they explain way too much about Walter Sullivan. And the third one is, what is the road connecting like the two areas of Silent Hill? That's Nathan Avenue, number 3. And we just got a boatload of shotgun shells and an ampuole for our efforts. If you get it wrong, you step outside and there's just some nurses ready to fight you. And like, aye, whatever. Apart, mom. That's good. I like that. Now, you guys may have noticed this thing right here. Why are there model hands on this door? There's a painting of a woman on the door. Oddly enough, the hand part of the painting is actually 3D and sticks out. I think the implication is that it is actual human hands, because the painting, something that is not real, is coming alive, something that is real, hence we're looking for our dead wife based on a letter that she sent to us. layers upon layers. And this is why, when I found this exact puzzle in Signalis, I went, get the hell out of here, Signalis. Unreality becoming real is not one of your themes. Thank you very much. You don't get to do the hands coming out of the painting puzzle. It's engraved with a disgusting, bloated face. It's engraved with a picture of a spider. Anyway, what we do is we combine the two rings. There you go. And we use the two rings. I put the copper ring on the hand of the lady in the painting. I put the lead ring on the hand of the lady in the painting. We did play Signalis because Empirical Woodland, my channel got content ID'd because of the 3-tone server not found phone alert. And I'm really annoyed at that. Someone copyright claimed that. There's a note on the ground. Inside is some kind of hard to read writing. I took the director's key, the one to the museum. I hid it beneath the praying woman when I went out for the day trip. I picked it up, but I did not steal it. I'm not a criminal. Signalis was pretty good, but, like, it doesn't explain anything, and not in a good way. That's the one where I looked it up on Wikipedia and all. And the comment was something like, the developers have refused to elaborate. And I'm like, I refuse to care then. Get out of here. Hey, Rixtress, you were wondering how it is that Pyramid Head could sneak up on us? Yeah, he's now done it twice. Hurry up, Maria! I'm making a break for it! Get in or get got!
Open up!
A very good question, Rixtress. You remember that cutscene in the basement? When Maria was like, hey, why didn't you protect me? I was so scared. It seems like she was reacting to that. Yeah? A Disappearing Act mentions the music. This is actually fantastic music. It is really very subtle. I think it's just an arpeggio. I think it's C, but with one of the keys as a minor. I don't know. It's been a while since I looked at sheet music. This piece of music is called Magdalene on the OST, and this refers to Mary Magdalene, who is one of the people mentioned in the Bible as having found that Jesus had come back to life. And I'm sure that Mary and coming back to life has nothing to do with this game. Don't worry about it. He who is not bold enough to be stared at from across the abyss is not bold enough to stare into it himself. Thanks, Nietzsche. This is in like 90% of video games. The truth can only be learned by marching forwards. Follow the map. There is a letter and a wrench. I copied them onto my map. And I got the hospital lobby key. And apparently Laura just didn't notice any of that. Can I look at you? Books about medicine, the town, and region are lined up here. I don't have time to stand around reading all this. This music is so good. And it's really, really subtle. And that's why I love it. Jaded me, to answer your question, I think it comes from the same sort of thing as Animal Crossing, where people have ideas about what each character is like and how the characters interact. People have ideas based on like what these characters' body shapes are when they're just almost uniform blobs. Mary, what should I do? Are you really waiting somewhere for me? Or is this your way of taking? I'm gonna find Mary. It's the only thing I have left to hope for. Well, we saw Laura going this way, so we should go this way. Incidentally, hi Patch, watching this on the VOD. I'm sad that you're not here right now. Because at this point you would go, oh damn, sexy fetish nurses walking the streets at night. Am I right, fellas? And, yeah. You actually are right. That is what that's what you're supposed to glean from that. A lot of this is like implied but not said. And a good example is, was James ever unfaithful to Mary? The game doesn't outright say either way, and I don't believe the Law Bible says either way, but like, oh boy, you could make a compelling case that yes, he was. Have I just walled myself in? No, I haven't. Incidentally, in the DLC, there's a flying figure crawling around on top of that building, screeching, and it's really well framed. I say DLC, the bonus scenario that came with the director's cut. It's fine. Right. Which way am I going? Is this the right way? Yes. So this is something where I feel the game loses a little bit of its air. Partially because you've got this chirpy Brit just telling you about everything and going, look at the symbolism. This is why it's symbolic. Which kind of ruins it a little bit. But also because, particularly this section, you are supposed to just blunder around aimlessly and just, what? How do I make my way to the bar? Right, there's an enemy in here. Unless it's just unloaded? Oh, nope, there it is. So, keep an eye out at James's feet, because it's really hard to see. Even though we have actually seen this model in Silent Hill 3. There you go! That boss is called a Mandarin. Boss? Enemy. It's an enemy. It's called a Mandarin. And you can't hurt them, but they can sure hurt you. And they were recycled as the closers in Silent Hill 3. Except in that game, they had bigger hands, and these ones appear to be wearing like a Chinese dress. And camera, please. Yeah, so this is something we mentioned as well in Empirical Woodland. Does he only see their bodies? Does he only see the shape of a nurse? Whether he's staring at them lustfully or just, oh, hey nurse, whatever, bye. There's a memo lying on the sofa. I'll wait at Bar Neely's. Oh, we gotta go back there then, alright. In subsequent releases of the game, there's a special weapon here. It's less than useless. It's called the Hyper Spray. And based on how well you do in your previous playthrough of the game, that's how strong it is. And the green Hyper Spray is the absolute strongest. It just vaporizes enemies in a single hit. It has, like, no range. Genuinely, why bother? Actually, now that we're here in the nighttime section, I can show off something that I kind of showed off at the start of the game, but I really want to show it off now. And it's easier to show it off now as well. Come on, James. Stop running into lampposts. Although you are at the injury center, apparently, which is the place to be. Alright, check it out. I'm just going to go over here, because then it's easier to see, and I'm less likely to get ambushed. Look, the lights work! The traffic lights and the walk signs work. And they're on a timed sequence. And, like, that is such an incredible little bit of attention to detail. And they didn't have to do that. But they did do that. And that's amazing. Oh, there's another dead James. Good times. So the reason we come to Bar Neely's, at least a second time, we've seen that one. Because this is new. If you really want to see Mary, you should just die. But you might be heading to a different place than Mary, James. That note only appears in this section. Otherwise, the only thing to see is, there was a hole here. It's gone now. That's not the button. That's the button I wanted to watch. There we go. Onwards! This is a section where I always forget where I'm going. Because it's just some house on some street. And that's where you need to go. Although what I will say, I really, really enjoy the framing of this particular area. Which I think is, unless I've completely overshot, down this street. No, this looks like the right street, because you gotta go next to the, chemist. Yeah, this. I absolutely love this framing of just, yep. Come closer, James. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Or perhaps you are a fool. The truth usually betrays people. A part of that abyss is in the old society. The key to the society is in the park, at the foot of the praying woman, inside of the box, inside of a box, inside of the ground, inside of a box. To open it, I need a wrench. My patient buried it there. I knew, but did nothing. It made me uneasy to have such a thing near. I wasn't looking for the truth. I was looking for tranquility. I also saw that thing. I fled, but the museum was sealed as well. Now, no one dares to approach that place. If you still do not wish to stop, James, I pray to the Lord to have mercy on your eternal soul. Who wrote that? Maybe it was James the last time he came round. Last time he did this. You missed the thing that I was showing off, and I'm sure I can find another one somewhere. Basically, the traffic lights and the Pelican crossings are functional. It's a lot easier to see at night, because obviously it's a light source. But yeah, if you stand next to the lights, then they turn green, yellow, red, and then the little Walkman comes on. Oh, hey! Series staple. Holes in the middle of the ground. Can't go that way. You might like to think that that was me trying to, like, show that off intentionally. It wasn't. Do I want to go there? Actually... I'll go show this off. So I mentioned this fairly near the start of the game, how Eddie says that he doesn't know what the police are doing in town. And I mentioned there are certain areas of this game that are sealed off with police tape. Pretty sure it's in this version. Pretty sure it's in all versions. Yeah. If you head back to the area where you found the first monster, you can't get the door open. It's sealed off with police tape. The implication being they found a body in there, and now nobody's allowed in there while they do their investigation. Who could have done such a thing? James? Was it you? Yeah, it was. Yeah. I forget which of these streets is the correct one, but this is the way that we need to go. Because there is some text that I did not show off the first time I came around Silent Hill. And that's a shame, because if I had done, it would have been super cool. I thought I saw an American flag. Sorry, the programming is kicked in. Nope, it's the next one. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be Harry's car, by the way, like from the first game. Most cars in this game are James's car. So the one or two that aren't, specifically the big family car, I'm pretty sure that's meant to hint that Harry Mason is around here somewhere. Even though he isn't. Because game. Because I'm pretty sure that Silent Hill 1 is... I forget when I said it was. It was like the 80s. This game takes place in 1994. And we know this because of one line of throwaway dialogue in the extended scenario. Yeah, here you go. The door that wakes in darkness, opening into nightmares. And because it's dark, we can now go through this door. Did somebody mention the darkness? No, Death Note is light. I saw the first movie when I was in college. It was pretty good. I liked it. Yeah, there's a couple of Death Note movies. I only knew this because somebody showed me a still image of Ryuk just standing in the middle of a convenience market. And I was like, that looks absolutely horrifying. What's that from? And my friend said, it's from this thing called Death Note. It's a movie. You should watch it. Right, now the true horror. Can I navigate Rosewater Park? No. Yes! Oh, right then! The ground is raised up only here. Could there be something under here? Small metal box is fastened by bolts. I can't open the lid. That's in case you find this at the start of the game. And you. I got the old bronze key. So that is the key to the Silent Hill Historical Society, which is up Nathan Avenue. There is an Easter egg on Nathan Avenue, which I don't believe I can show off anymore. And I'm a little disappointed that I missed it. I'm going to see if it still happens, but I don't believe that it does. But I'm absolutely going to grab some bullets. A bullet with one gun. That's a lie. I have two. Neighborhood care. Lakeview Hotel. Well, maybe I'll go to the Lakeview Hotel. That keeps happening to most people from what I've seen, because you have to push the button to advance the dialogue. But also that button fires the gun. So it's like, a gun with one bullet. Oh. Well, crackles. And then you just locked into, not one ending, I don't believe, but certainly not a good one. Right, I'm just gonna hang around over here as we head down Nathan Avenue. I don't think the game's gonna do it. I think you have to have Maria with you. Or at the very least not do it at this point in the game. Well, but it'll at the end. Let's find out. and then we'll go back to the Historical Society, which is where I am supposed to be going. There's a lot of enemies on this road, isn't there? Aw, game's not gonna do it. Alright, so, if you come down here, at least during the daytime, with Maria, then a couple of mannequins and lying figures just get flung at you from out of the skybox. Genuinely, they just fly in from out of nowhere, and it looks like they're doing Tony Hawk tricks. And nobody is entirely sure why this happens. I think it is the game literally throwing enemies at you to tell you, don't go this way. There's nothing for you down Nathan Avenue. Turn back. But, nah, we missed it. I'll have to show it off next time. Alright, don't need that. Don't need to look at you. Now, there is something of interest. There's two things of interest in here, actually. And one of them is this. Misty Day. Remains of Judgment. It's him. I mentioned early on that there's a little bit more to Pyramid Head than just what James is and wants to be. And it is implied that this is where he got the idea from. He saw Pyramid Head in this painting, and it just sort of stuck with him. It's like the similar sort of thing where, I guess if you had to think of a demon conjured up from your subconscious, and it was that one of Kronos eating his kid. Is it Kronos? You know the painting I mean? The Goya painting? That one. Does this have a title? Ah, this doesn't have a title. This is Team Silent. These are the guys who made the game. Say thank you, everybody. Thank you. You made a great game. Kronos. Yeah, that one. But yeah, the painting of Kronos eating his child, which is just terrifying, is what it is. But imagine you saw that painting and like that's where your demons came from. There's nothing useful written on them. Photo of the director of the old Brookhaven Hospital. Looks like he was a famous person in town. Photo of a deep, deep hole. What could this be? Now, the important thing of note in here... Oh, the thing I wanted to look at isn't here. This is here, though. I got an obsidian goblet. The obsidian goblet is one of 4 items required to get a special ending. Honestly, I feel like what the hell is that, Goya? Applies to the majority of his body of work. I don't know. Everyone just seems dead and dying. Make that sound again. There you go. So the siren you are hearing is the siren of a boat. Specifically, the boat that went down in Toluca Lake and killed a bunch of people. And it's the boat where the arcade game takes place. Fun fact. And it's bugged in the HD version where this weird sound is replaced with lying figures' footsteps. Like, literally, I don't know why. It just points to the wrong sound file. And as you're going down here, all you just hear is that gentle sort of... And, like, it's not... Oh my god, Truth leaving the well. That's the demon. Oh my god, yes. I don't know what it is about that particular painting, but yeah, was it Truth emerging her well to punish mankind for its wickedness? Lady Mappy, I've tried. I've tried to play the arcade game. All the retro arcades I went to in Japan, none of them had Silent Hill the arcade. I would love to say that I've played it, but I can't. Incidentally, this is also designed to be an optical illusion. At what point did we start moving up? Trick question, we didn't. We were heading down this entire time. Yeah, that's the one, Jaded Mutant. Truth coming from the well armed with her whip to chastise humanity. Some kind of document is lying here. An unfortunate date, 1820. Prisoner number C221. Can't read the rest. What is this? You don't even get to see what that is. Hi! Were you waiting for me? I feel like you were waiting for me. From what I know, Goya didn't release a lot of his paintings. At one point after his death, they went to his place of residence and they were just like, oh, what's this all over the walls? It's horrifying. Hey, look! It's that painting we saw! The hole's dark, and I can't see anything. Will you jump down? Yes. Meanwhile, Rickstress chalks up another point on James just does not care bingo. I am also in the well. Now, there's an easy way of working this out. Let's see if I remember what it is. Nope. Ah, well. Detective Heartache, welcome on in. Speaking of Heartache, are you ready to get real depressed and stuff? Because I love this game, but I don't think it loves me back. There you go. A random part of this wall has a hitbox, and you have to find it and attack it, and then that lets you out of the well. Armed with this gun I found to chastise you. I think in the marriage between myself and Silent Hill 2, I'm definitely Mary. And that's what I get, because my eyes wander to this game's sisters, and I don't know, they're fun for a little bit, but none of them hit the spot quite as well as the original. There's a door at the bottom. The door is locked. I got the spiral writing key. Nice. Oh. Light? I press the switch, but nothing happens. I'm just going to stand here for no reason at all. Don't mind me. I'm just going to reload my gun. Don't mind me. Anyways, you remember we picked up a battery? Looks like the same type of battery as the flashlight. Anyways, the room is now full of bugs. And the door is locked. How do we figure out this puzzle? Well, we've got 3 things that are lit up. Guess. Literally just guess. You have to figure it out based on the available buttons. Oh, there you go. And figure it out while taking constant tick damage while in that room. Literal tick damage. It's bugs. You. Key with slim, 3-inch long cylinder attached. The cylinder is engraved with spiral writing. It says, "'Tis doubt which leadeth thee to purgatory." I love that Silent Hill squeaky gate noise. I also love that these doors open upwards. Like, you'd think they wouldn't, but they do. It's pitch black beyond the door. I can't tell how far the blackness stretches. Will you go down? Yes. I thought the game had broken then. I forgot that the footsteps were the loading screen. It's a really good loading screen. I love just the subtle little shapes. Like, as much grief as I give Silent Hill 4, beautiful loading screens.
Killing a person ain't no big deal. Just put the gun to their head. Pow. You killed him? But it wasn't my fault. He made me do it.
Calm down, Eddie. Tell me what happened.
That guy, he had it coming. I didn't do anything. He just came after me. Besides, he was making fun of me with his eyes, like that other one.
Just for that, you killed him?
What do you mean, just for that?
Eddie, you can't just kill someone because of the way they looked at you.
Oh yeah? Why not? Till now I always let people walk all over me. Just like that stupid dog. He had it coming too.
Eddie?
I was just joking, James. He was dead when I got here, honest. Anyway, I gotta run.
You're going out there alone?
Yeah.
Eddie?
Absolutely love that line read. Because Eddie definitely killed this guy, right? Incidentally, this is also James's body. Specifically, the texture on his jeans tells you that he's wearing a pair of Levi 501s. I don't know why. I know that. Just that is what the button texture on the jeans is. Anyways, you're like, Eddie, you going out there with all the monsters? And he's just like, yeah. He's not afraid of those monsters. He's just gonna go out and start blasting. James, what are we looking at? Tablet of the Gluttonous Pig. Also, this painting is the room we are currently in. I love recursive images like that. that a thing? No, that's table. Okay, cool. Cool. I was thinking of bringing that up, Disappearing Act. The very idea that the dog walked all over Eddie. Like, how big of a wuss are you? There are documents on the desk. Nothing to do with me, though. What are you looking at? Just the documents on the desk. Alright. Yeah, there you go. Because I'm pretty sure on one of the tables, I got a map of the prison. I got a little sting from the Silent Hill 1 soundtrack right there. That's kind of what the school sounded like. Oh, James is looking over here. Alright, cool. Let's aim at you. So this area, specifically this area, I really like it because, like, I've done a little bit of, like, urban exploration around where I live, or I had done when I was younger. There were a lot of just abandoned buildings, and they all just look like this. Just grimy walls and just slate and crap all over the floor. And this is a really good texture. Why is the tablet of the seductress in a prison shower? Don't think about that. Don't think about it. Because that's coming up, and I don't want to think about it. In fact, this is the point where the whole soundtrack sort of leans back towards Silent Hill 1. Generally speaking, we've had a lot of ambient, dreamy pads. Maybe a little... James! You do this to yourself! Please stop it! You stop it as well. Right. 7. And there we go. There we go. So yeah, for the most part, we've had, like, soft, dreamy pads and a little bit of, like, lo-fi hip-hop. This is furious machine noise, which is essentially how I describe the soundtrack to Silent Hill 1. It's a good description. Also makes for really difficult listening to the soundtrack. But you know what? The music bits of the soundtrack more than make up for it. Not Tomorrow 2. Absolutely fabulous. There's a magazine here. Never seen it before. Probably a locally published magazine. Toluca Lake, the town's main tourist attraction. This clear, beautiful lake has another side as well. It may seem like just a typical ghost story that you might find in any number of old towns across the country. But in this case, the legend is true. On a fog-bound November day in 1918, the Little Baroness, a ship filled with tourists, failed to return to port. A newspaper article from back then simply says, it most likely sunk for some reason. Despite an extensive police search, not a single fragment of the ship, nor any of the 14 bodies or passengers or crew, has ever been recovered to this day. In 1939, an even stranger incident occurred. There are many pages torn out. Many corpses rest at the bottom of this lake. Their bony hands reach up towards the boats that pass overhead. Perhaps they reach for their comrades. I believe the arcade game talks a little bit about Little Baroness and what happened to it. And monsters. It was monsters. And ghosts and stuff? James, what are you looking at? I didn't see what James was looking at. Was that bullets? That was probably bullets. Anyways, now we have this one, a hunting rifle. 4 rounds, high stopping power, incredibly slow reload time. We are going to need this for one fight. It has the same problem as the rifle in Silent Hill 1, where, like, yeah, cool, is good, but also it's far too slow to really do anything with it. Oh yeah, that one's locked because you got to go through the other one. I remember. So, a couple of really interesting things in this one. I don't believe this guy can particularly hurt you. I just do that to be spiteful. That one can, so you gotta go. Did you just get out? How'd you get out? You're not supposed to do that. Whoop, James, there you go. I got some bullets. I'm actually gonna kill this one as well. I just saw him glitch somewhere. Where did you glitch to? Oh, you're down there. That's fine. That's fine. So you see James is looking up at something? And he's aiming his gun upwards? There's an invisible enemy in this room. And it's stomping around behind this prison cell. Oi! That actually works out really well. Thank you. Because now, we can shut you up. And we can shut the radio up. And we can listen to this voice as best you can. It's really hard to hear. But there is a voice coming from an enemy outside of this map. Books are scattered all over the bed and the floor. On Sacrifice and the Art of Demon Summoning, Tome of the Seer, the Feast of the Succubi, the Fallen Angels of Mercy and Favor. I guess I shouldn't worry about these too much. That, you hear that? It's saying, it says one of two things. It says ritual and are you sure? Which, the two sentences sound remarkably similar when backmasked. So fair play to you, game. It's like that one Boards of Canada track where it's, if you play it forwards, it says, "We love you all." And if you run it backwards, it says, "All you love we." And I don't know how they managed to do it. That track is wild. There are bloodstained clothes here. Ah, alright. I thought there was like health or something up there. I would have taken some health. But no. Now this is the one that's got some slightly more interesting things. 436 people at a recital. I'm not going to count them. I just trust that there's 436 people there. Burning Man! I have to say it like that. I don't know why. Anyways, there's a house or a hotel or something that's on fire. That probably doesn't mean anything. Ignore that. It's just like 436 people at the recital. Doesn't mean anything. That is exactly why I do that. A woman in flight. You got me. I don't know what that means. But, like, it's just one line of dialogue. I'm perfectly capable of saying Burning Man without bellowing it like that. But, you know. Oh, yeah, there's another prisoner up there. And you can kill him. Literally no reason to do that. It's just a series of unique sound effects you would otherwise not hear. I got the Tablet of the Oppressor. Nice. The iron bar door is tightly closed. I can't force it open. Game. There you go. Alright then. Now, I have everything I need to proceed, so let's go this way. Upcoming room has some pretty decent soundscape development in it. I think it's this room. It is. Okay, I'm just going to keep quiet, take a listen to ambient noises. When the game plays them. There are horses approaching from left and right. There is something incredibly terrifying about rapidly approaching footsteps as a sound. I hate it. And I know why I hate it. I just wish the game wouldn't do it. I give you blood to atone for the 3 sins. Is written atop of the painting. Beneath the painting are 3 square depressions. Right, we need to combine the oppressor, the gluttonous pig, and the seductress. My goodness, do these relate to 3 characters we might have met in this game? The oppressor, the gluttonous pig, and the seductress. Props for not using the Howie scream, but I still feel like that one seems a little cheesy. Anyway, for having done this, we receive a horseshoe. And this brings us to probably my favorite example of just bonkers dream logic in this game. Which is this door. I literally just went through it. There you go. This door. And then this door, which looks like you can't otherwise go through it. Do you know how long that tripped me up? There's a cover on the ground, but I can't open it. There's only a depression left, where there was probably once a handle. How do we open this door? Do we use any of these prying tools? Do you want to use the knife? Is this where the knife is used? No, we've tried that. That's not a puzzle item. We combine the wax doll, and the lighter, and the horseshoe. The lighter melts the wax doll, which fits into the depression, and then we use the horseshoe as a makeshift handle. This would not work. Basically, as soon as we pulled on the horseshoe, the wax would come out, and we'd have a waxy horseshoe, but we would not have a door opening tool. Whatever, it worked. Will you jump in? Yes. Did that just now move? Was it only my imagination? They didn't. However, which one is it? One of these legs is the same legs that you see in the fridge right at the start of the game. I think it's these ones, actually. The ones that Eddie absolutely did not kill. Or all of them this time. Shh. There's a hole in the floor. I can't see the bottom. How far does this thing go? Let's go down. Gun might have been the answer, but not in this instance. Oh my god, James, you are in the center of the earth! Jump down. That is a very specific joke from a problematic Flash animation. It was the only good part of that Flash animation. Don't worry about it. Stereo Dream thinks that's hilarious. It's about all I remember. It was introduced to me by someone with the forum named Cuddly Pyramid Head. You can... Anyway, I got some shotgun shells. And some handgun bullets. And some rifle shells. And a first aid kit. Alright, now be very careful because there's a doll right here and you have to take a picture of it. And like, you got like 2 frames to do it. And if you don't, you have to make this 1-minute elevator ride again. Thanks, Fatal Frame 4. What a cool side quest that was. So I know a lot of people kind of give the game grief about this part. It is to do with trying to find a very clever way of wording this without just telling you the answer. It's to do with introspection. We opened by getting a spiral key, and we have moved downwards. A downwards spiral, one might say. It's a little bit like that. I can't get through here because of the wire stretched across the path. What is this hallway party? Get out of here. I don't want that. Alright, let's go for you. I like that there's a good spread on the shotgun. So, like, we can hit all three of these guys because they stand next to each other. As someone who used to work at a historical society, it would be amazing if we had this much space. At least two of my friends work in, not a historical society, but a similar, like, they work within that sphere. And I'm pretty sure they would both agree with you. Man, storage space. The archives. That would be amazing. Yes, please. Oh, don't go that way. That was blocked off. Now, there's a very specific way that I want to go in this area. This area is called the Labyrinth, by the way. So let's have fun with that. Because there's a missable item, and I think it's this way? It's this way. Okay. So, a couple things to be aware of. Hey, what's up? Pyramid Head's down here. And also this whole area is full of mandarins underneath the grating. Now, I got a great knife. And some shotgun shells. For my knife. Of course not. The great knife is a weapon. A massive weapon wielded by Pyramid Head. Hard to use, but lethal. This is as fast as you can go with it. That's as fast as you can attack with it. Fun thing, the great knife is actually a pair of scissors. And that's why there are two blades, because Pyramid Head has the other one. This is at least tangentially a clock tower game. I cannot escape bloody clock tower. Anyway. Interesting bit of programming with Pyramid Head that only exists in this version of his world model. Do I mean world model? I don't think I do. This Pyramid Head actor, if you want to go for the Half-Life version of things, it's not actually looking for James. It's following a set and predetermined patrol route. Obviously, you can distract it from that patrol. If it sees James, it will chase him. But he's not looking for James. He's looking for lying figures. And he will always prioritize attacking lying figures over attacking James if he has the opportunity to. And there's like one map where you can demo that. And I don't know if I'm going to see it. But, yeah, it's really interesting that he's not actually after you. Is Pyramid Head down here or up there? Pyramid Head is down here in the tunnels. but there is only, I think, one very specific tunnel with him in it. Can we go see him? Maybe. I forget where that tunnel is. I hate this puzzle. How do I solve this puzzle? Right, so we need to... We'll see. So, this series of heads right here, this rotates the room. And, you see, we can't go that way because there isn't a door on that side of the room. On that side of the cube, rather. Oh, jeez. Game! Well, now I've just broken everything. And this is why I dislike this puzzle. Because, man, I don't remember how the stupid cube works. I gotta figure this out. Okay. First time. I love that sound.
You're alive! Maria, I thought that thing killed you. Are you hurt bad?
Not at all, silly.
Maria? That thing, it stabbed you. There was blood everywhere.
Stabbed me?
Was there, James?
What do you mean?
It chased us to the elevator. And then,
James? What are you talking about?
just before, don't you remember?
James, honey, did something happen to you? After we got separated in that long hallway? Are you confusing me with someone else? You were always so forgetful.
You're
Remember
such a
that
kidder,
time in the
James.
hotel?
Maria?
You said you took everything, but you forgot that videotape we made. I wonder if it's still there.
How do you know about that? Aren't you Maria?
I'm not your Mary.
So, you're Maria?
I am. If you want me to be.
All I want from you is an answer.
It doesn't matter who I am. I'm here for you, James. See? I'm real. Don't you want to touch me?
I don't know.
Come and get me. I can't do anything through these bars.
Okay. Stay right there. I'll be there soon.
Genuinely, yes, the line, "I'm not your Mary," that's like, that's great. There's also some good framing where, it is very specifically shot so that it looks like James is the one who is in prison. Kind of half and half in that scene. And like, oh, that's good. That's real good. I love the forced perspective tricks. A disappearing act's comment that doesn't segue into theme of Laura. That line, James, honey, did you forget something? That is the start of this game's attract mode, which only plays with sound once you have beaten the game one time. shoot at the wall, James. That's fine. Don't worry about it. You don't need to hit anything. It's good. We're good. I mean, also, yes, presumably she could, but, like, nothing we're gonna talk about in this 15 certificate video game, so there you go. Yeah, there we go. I can't get through here because of the wires. Well, good job, we just got wire cutters. I have too much stuff in my inventory. Now, you're going to want to be very careful shooting those guys, at least in this version of the game, because, oh golly, they do not like this water. They will clip through the walls, they will zip through the floor. Just everything goes wrong. Well, nothing up here. Something that is kind of cool, by the way, we do have a map of this place. James is doodling it on the back of his, like, full Silent Hill map. So we can navigate this place-ish. It's just pretty hard to figure out where you're going because, I mean, it's called the Labyrinth. I feel that's fairly self-explanatory, yeah? Alright, where are you? I think you're this way. Yes, you are! I want to say that there is a quick reload button, like, mapped to the controller, but I don't know what it is. I might be thinking of Silent Hill 3. It's been a while since I have needed it, but, like, there's gotta be a quicker way than, like, manually loading up my 593 bullets. Imagine the weight behind them. That's a good beat. I also like that the water is, like, horrible and murky, so these guys just vanish beneath them. I don't know, it's another one of those neat little touches that didn't need to be here, but it is, and I appreciate that, you know? Rude. Whenever I talk about how much I enjoyed being in Japan, that's generally the sort of thing I will bring up. There's a lot of little bits of attention to detail that, like, somebody thought of that. That's pretty amazing. Yeah, James will reload if you try. Oi! Quit it. Yeah, if you try to fire an empty gun, James will reload. I am dead certain that there was at least mention made of a shortcut. Something like click the thumbstick and you'll heal. And click the other thumbstick. But yeah, on easy mode, when you lower the gun, it reloads. Otherwise, do it yourself. Look, prioritize that one! James, you fool! I feel like this is a recurring theme. James aims at the wrong thing. It's alright. It's alright, we did it. Oh, that's a lot easier. If I can just move up and reload it from there, that's a lot easier. Right. This one's not a bit, by the way. I don't remember where I'm going. Oh, here's where I'm going. Wait. I think I've missed a bit. No, I haven't missed a bit. I haven't missed a bit. I remember what happens next. Alright, cool. Cool. So, there's a newspaper on the ground. It's stained with something that looks like blood and is partially illegible. The body of a man, later identified as Thomas Orozco, lumberjack, age 39, was discovered in the living room lying face down. The probable cause of death was multiple stab wounds to the front of the neck and the left side of the torso by a sharp-edged weapon. The estimated time of death was somewhere between 11 p.m. and 12:30 midnight. Due to signs of struggle in the room and the lack of a murder weapon, police are considering this a homicide and have opened a murder investigation. Furthermore, given the fact that the cash in the room was untouched and Mr. Orozco had a history of drunkenness and violence, the police suspect that the motive was not robbery, but that of a crime of passion. Okay. This game is about to get real heavy. So, if this bit is genuine, if you are sensitive to allusions to and language concerning non-consensual contact, first of all, cool, me too. Hashtag me too. But maybe go and make a cup of tea for like 5 minutes, yeah? The game treats it with a great deal of respect, as will I. No jokes in this instance. But at the same time, it's real gross and sticky, and I don't like it. And that's kind of the point. But yeah, if that is something to which you are sensitive, maybe don't watch the game for a little bit. When we're back in this corridor, everything is fine. The topic has passed, the game doesn't bring it up again, and neither will I. This is your content warning. Alright then. Newspapers are scattered all over the walls and floor. Nothing of interest. But this one has today's date. That's kind of strange. Yeah, just get right in there with that game. is an instance of censorship in alternate versions of the game. This villain is called Abstract Daddy. Yes, really. Unless you're in the American version, when he is called Doorman. And, well, there you go. I went to pause the game to reload. We missed the scene. I'm legitimately upset. Anyways, that's Angela's dad. And when we knock him to the ground, she picks up that TV and just smashes it over his head. James offers, "Are you okay?" She says, "Get off, you pig. You only want one thing. Men are disgusting." And then she leaves. And, yes, this room is very specifically Angela's hell. And the fact that... So, Disappearing Act, you mentioned this. Yes, it's incredibly unsettling. But the fact that it is scarred meat, and these are very obviously foreign objects that are not supposed to be in those holes, and they just keep on coming, don't they? Yeah, that it is exactly as bad as you think it is. That's what Angela suffered at the hands of her dad and brother, and that's why she is in Silent Hill. 'Cause, man, who would have killed him with a sharp bladed weapon? Which, if you look at it, it says it's got blood on it. It's fine, don't worry about it. Let's just reload that. There is a little bit of, a little bit more context to this in the book, where there is a chapter specifically focusing on Angela before she came to Silent Hill, which is interesting. And her chapter talks a lot about smells, which is an interesting one, because James doesn't do that. He's very much in the moment, and here's what he's looking at and what he's doing. Whereas the Angela section talks about how Silent Hill smells like sweat and grease and the dino that she used to work at, where guys would get all grabby with her because she looks good in a skirt. And it is as bad as you think that it is. And, weirdly, I think this is one of the best ways to handle it, because the game doesn't outright say what happened. It just leaves you no other alternative. But also, it's not the point, if you get me. And now I feel like I'm just talking in circles and I'm making myself uncomfortable. So, hey, guess what? We're back in the room. Silent Hill 4, the room. I'm gonna pull out my gun. But that's one of the things I like about this game. There is a lot of just incredibly unsettling visuals that... Actually, I didn't think about that before. Yeah, that is kind of wild, isn't it? And I never thought about this thing or that thing. Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. Dead men, swinging in a tree. How many dead men do you see? Tongue turned blue, face gone grey. Watch them as they twist and sway. First one killed the butcher man, then cooked him in the frying pan. Served him to his hungry guests, gave them seconds on request. The next one, with his smile and sweets, stole poor children off the streets. To men who dressed unsavory, he sold them into slavery. Breaking into a home at night, the thief he had a nasty fright, filled his foolish head with ale, woke in the morn in the county jail. The artist with his daunting skill tried his hand at painting bills, but caught in rain he was undone when the ink he'd used did start to run. With promises of great return, taking gold he did not earn, bundled it up out of sight, quickly slipped off into the night. 3 houses into ashes burned. The sheriff, with no place to turn, did spy a stranger to his town, locked him up, and beat him down. Dead men, swinging in a tree. How many dead men do you see? 6 feet long, and 6 men wide. Round their necks the noose be tied. Only the sinless one can help you here. Mistakenly pull on a criminal's rope, and your reward will be returned to you in a shape most wondrously strange. I don't remember the answer to this one. I think I know the answer to this one. So, there is a separate room, which I walked right past because I know where the answer can be found. Or at least the answer key can be found. Last point on the Angela thing. If you're playing the HD version, as soon as you land the killing blow on the boss, the moment is ruined because an achievement pops up and it goes, childhood trauma, 15 points, yay! Like, did you have to HD version? Get out of here with that. His face is covered with paper. There is something written on it. This man was hung for the crime of swindling. Justice and revenge has been served. This man was hung for the crime of counterfeiting. Justice and revenge has been served. Thievery. Murder. Arson. Kidnapping. I think what we need to do is, I think it's the arsonist. Because if you remember the poem, it talked about how the sheriff just found a stranger. It's like, I don't recognize you, so it's gonna be you. I forget which one it was already. Stream brain. My god. Is it you? Yes, arson. Position 5. Okay. So yes, this is the RNG part of the speedrun. It is, if I remember rightly, it's always the same crime based on your difficulty level, but that crime is in a different spot each time. So I want this one. Look, it's the shot from the trailer! Don't you see? James wasn't looking sad looking at a noose at all. He was just solving a dumb puzzle. Bloober team. Nice! If you get this wrong, you are met with a monster. I think it's a lying figure each time. Nothing that you can't defeat, but nothing that you want to face while you are playing the game normally and not super overpowered with bullets like me. You can't turn the handle unless you first remove the handcuffs. Also, Despairing Act, I am absolutely with you. I like achievements that make me do stuff and think outside the box. The main one that comes to mind is Half-Life 2. Go through Raven's home without firing a single bullet. Alright, that was a lot of fun. It's a lot more interesting than one small achievement per chapter and then a big one at the end. But, like, something tragic just happened, game. Can you not? That's the end of the sentence. Can you not? it can be funny. I still think of the pseudo achievement in Jade Empire. Just kill the golem already, would you? That was great. Alright, hands off the controller. Don't skip this one.
Maria? Maria? Maria, no. What happened to you? Why? Why?
I mean, it looks like she got sick and died. Probably not relevant to anything.
Mary.
You'll notice they automatically put us outside of that room, because if they didn't, some jerk, like me, would equip the great knife and start swinging just to see what happened. Can you see it? Yeah, you can see it. So this is room 208, where we found a dead body, which incidentally is the same room where we found the dead body in front of the TV in Blue Creek Apartments. I think that's a pretty neat coincidence, don't you? I tend to go after as many achievements as I can, which is one of the reasons why I've been put off Mass Effect, because it's... Ah, jeez. Ah, jeez. The number of playthroughs. Oh, by the way, this music, it uses the same motif as Magdalene, which we heard when Maria died in the hospital. Name on the tombstone is too scratched up to read. I think this one's called Fermata and Mystic Air. The two follow one another on the soundtrack, and they just slowly segue one into the other. An epitaph is inscribed here. This felon drank one last bottle of ale before he was executed, and laid here to his eternal rest. There's a name inscribed on the tombstone. Miriam K. Traitor. Literally no idea who this is in canon. And there was a lot of talk about it. A lot of people were suggesting, like, is that Miriam Locane? Like, there's a K in her name, right? Is it that? Was Miriam K somebody who worked on the game and left to a different unit? And that's why she's a traitor? And that was the general gist of, like, the fan theories. But this one does have a different translation in Japanese. The word it uses is by kokudo, which is specifically a traitor to one's country. So I guess, is treasonist a term? Probably not. Miriam K has committed treason. That's why she's here. It's nothing to do with she used to work on this game and then she went to another one. But nobody is particularly sure who that is. That one's too scuffed up to read. There's a name inscribed on the tombstone. Walter Sullivan. Well, that's a lie. I saw that. Also, yeah, I'm with you on that one, Rixtress. In stuff like Fallout, it's me, except girl, saving the day. So when it's like, hey, get max negative karma, go blow up Megaton. Why would I ever do that? Why would I ever do that? Eddie Dombrowski. Angela Orozco. Ampole. And James Sunderland. This hole was made for me. I genuinely do not believe that to be a reference to the Fault story, but I would not be surprised if it was. I will be honest with you, I have a couple of those achievements, and I'm not proud of them. But I get anxious when I see gaps on my report card, so I feel like I have to. And I can stand 1 or 2 achievements not unlocked, but like a whole bunch of them, and they're really, really easy. You just gotta be a creep or do something horrible. I guess I can reload. And that's what I did to get max negative karma in Fallout. I saved the game, blew up Megaton, then reloaded the game, and that never happened. Nope. We made it up.
Eddie, what are you doing?
What does it look like? He always busted my balls. You fat, disgusting...
Kevin Dunn, please.
You make me sick. Fat ass, you're nothing but a waste of skin. You're so ugly, even your mama don't love you. Well, maybe he was right. Maybe I am nothing but a fat, disgusting piece of shit. But you know what? It doesn't matter if you're smart, dumb, ugly, pretty. It's all the same once you're dead. And the corpse can't laugh. From now on, if anyone makes fun of me, I'll kill him. Just like that.
Don't say anything.
Have you
Don't say-
gone nuts? I knew it. You too. You're just like him, James.
James?
Hey, I didn't mean anything.
Don't bother. I understand. You've been laughing at me all along, haven't you? Ever since we first met. I'll kill you, James.
Anyway, surprise boss fight! This fight... Go away. This fight... I mentioned Stereotream a time or two. He adores this game about as much as I do. And, not as much, though. I married him. I married it first! What he did, he has won this fight with the Great Knife. It's really, really hard to do, but yeah, he just ran up and took a swing and clocked him with a Great Knife, and I am nearly dead. I should probably resolve that with all of this health stuff that I've been stocking up on and probably need. Right, let's go for... Actually, no. We can stay with a handgun for this one. Lady Mappy makes an interesting point. The corpses have been laughing at Eddie, haven't they? Pretty much. It is kind of suggested that he's seeing faces in the shadow. This is in the book. He's seeing faces in the shadows, and he's hearing whispers on the wind that people are just making fun of him. And people have been making fun of him. Laura called him fat. We called him fat. James is an idiot, and I'll kill anyone who makes fun of me, says Eddie. So we make fun of him. Wowzers! Speaking of Eddie, these
You know what it does to you, James?
bloated corpses look kind of familiar, huh?
Picked on, spit on, just because of the way you look. After you've been laughed at your whole friggin' life. That's why I ran away after I killed the dog. Ran away like a scared little girl. Yeah, I killed that dog. It was fun. It tried to chew its own guts out. Finally died all curled up in a ball. Then he came after me. I shot him too, right in the leg. He cried more than the dog. He's gonna have a hard time playing football on what's left of that knee.
You think it's okay to kill people? You need help, Eddie.
Don't get all holy on me, James. This town called you too. You and me are the same. We're not like other people. Don't you know that? Let's party!
So this is, not so much that Eddie dressed up the corpses, more like, oh jeez. Let's go for one of those and try the shotgun. So we've seen a brief look at Angela's hell in Silent Hill. The labyrinth looks like her home. The boss room against her dad looks all kinds of messed up. And the implication is that this is Eddie's version of hell. It's just big, fat lumps of meat, and they're wearing long shorts, like him. And they're probably laughing at him too, just like everyone else is laughing at him. They're all pointing and laughing at you, Eddie.
Eddie? Eddie? I killed a human being. A human being. Mary. Did you really die 3 years ago?
Two points to note. Eddie's story, he kind of gave most of it there, but he was bullied a lot in high school, so he shot that bully's dog for revenge. The bully chased him, and Eddie shot him in the leg. Eddie ran to Silent Hill, and his guilt over killing the dog has manifested and amplified 1,000 times over, and now he's here. And in the book, he envisions what are essentially the Hounds of Tindalos coming out of the walls and descending upon him to tear him apart and then going back into the mist. And that's pretty great. Second, every time that James has seen somebody die, his thoughts have turned to Mary. And in this particular instance, when he says, "I killed a human being," it leads to a particularly long loading screen, and he's out the hole. And if you look at the map, we've barely moved. We've just come down here to the launch. I may have been pronouncing it wrong, Empirical Woodland. Hounds of Tindalos? It's a cosmic horror story, and then the monsters themselves show up in a work of H.P. Lovecraft. And basically they are extra-dimensional beings made out of time that enter the room through corners. Pretty good story, but, you know, it has the kind of cosmic horror thing when it was so scary, everyone died. That's the ending. That's the end of my stream for today. We have got... Can I read that sign? Warning. Persons procuring or aiding escape of prisoners are subject to persecution. I believe, yes, they are the subject of a Metallica song. Yeah, not Lovecraft, but they show up in the mythos because the original author and Lovecraft were friends. There you go. This is my ending screen. Thank you very much for sticking around, everybody. Do I have any more notes that I want to include today? No, I don't. Man, I still got a lot of notes to go through. Hot times. I love talking about this game. And we'll do it all day. Let's go raid someone. Who are we gonna go raid? I don't know. It says that there are 20 people watching this game. I don't believe it. Who's playing Silent Hill 2 right now? That's unfortunate. Let's go say hello to Ari. Let's go say hello to Polly. Polly's great. What's she doing? Helldivers and shrieking. Top shelf Polly content. This is what we want to see. Do come back tomorrow. We're going to start our new game. It's The Legend of Bob, Bob's Awakening. And then we're going to keep that going midweek. Wario later on. Good times. Thank you very much for stopping by. And until next time, goodbye.